Let me ask you this. Have you ever avoided people because you didn't know what to say? Stayed silent out of uncertainty? Or maybe you walked away from a conversation thinking, why did I just say that? Well, my friend, you are not alone, and you're in the right place. Welcome to Breaking Bad Communication, where we challenge the habits, headspace, and hangups that keep you from being heard and understood. I'm Kathy Riley, the founder of the Clarity Code and your guide with over 25 years in litigation and then another 20 as a consultant, trainer, and entrepreneur. This podcast is your real world playbook for mastering tough conversations, building unshakable confidence, and showing up with the kind of clarity that changes everything from your boardrooms to your break rooms to your own backyards. Put your seatbelts on. We are going to break bad together. Let me ask you another question. Have you ever thought, does my voice matter? Is what I'm saying, does it make an impact? Is anyone even listening? Is this stirring up anything for you? Can you relate? So I get this. I get asked this a lot, but I've been there, done that, and bought a t-shirt. For years, I was terrified to speak up at work, at meetings, even in my own home. Don't stir the pot. That was the thing that was told of me often. I was raised in the Midwest. Girls were to be seen and not heard. Don't celebrate. Don't get eyes on you. Don't get attention. Stay quiet. Be agreeable. And don't make waves. Can you relate to this? Do you do you feel this way? Do you know anyone that does? Little by little, I learned to silence myself before I even knew what was going on. Now, heading into litigation, it's all about we have teams. And so with 25 years in that, I got to tell you early on, we'd have team meetings and we would share ideas. And we were asked that this is what's moving forward and encouraged even. But that doesn't mean it was a good thing or a good experience. But with people telling me to speak up and my mentors in there, I did. So I'd share an idea, but I'd also be shut down. Right. And I had people tell me, what do you really know on this topic? And it was frustrating because you're encouraged to speak up, but yet you're constantly shut down. Right. So one moment we can train, and the next moment we stop trusting our voice. So here's the thing. Confidence doesn't usually arrive before courage. It doesn't. Confidence is built because we keep speaking anyway. And that's what I did. Man, when it came to my career, I was ignorance on fire. I just kept putting out ideas and concepts and strategies that I knew I heard from someone, somewhere else, like in the past in another case, and feeling like I could bring this forward, I could contribute. And while I got shut down a lot, one story changed. So let me take you back. This is over a decades ago. And here we are in trial, actually. Okay, so we prepped. We prepped for over a year for this trial. It was very long. It was a 2-month trial, and it was high stakes. And here's our client. It was their livelihood. It was their livelihood on the line. And we were in front of a jury, and we were sharing our story. And we had a team meeting, and everybody was giving input. And I spoke up a little bit about mine. And I remember the attorney looking at me and go, tell me more. What are you saying here? And I talked about how our story really needs to connect the dots to the audience, to the jury, and how we had a witness that would do just that. And so I shared my thoughts and my opinions. I gave my reasoning, right? I talked about watching the jury and nonverbal communication and all the goodness going around that. And guess what? They listened. My team listened. They incorporated my suggestion. And then guess what? We won. We won. And that moment changed everything for me. And I'll never forget. Here we are, we're back home, and we have a team dinner. And there was about 10 of us sitting around a table. Our spouses were included, and we were all just celebrating the goodness. And I remember the attorney, the partner, standing up and just saying he actually recognized my input and said that if it wasn't for that and my thoughts here, we would have never won because he wouldn't have changed direction and he wouldn't have connected the dots like I suggested. But because of me, we won. And I felt heard, really heard for the first time in my career. And it realized that my voice wasn't valuable because everyone agreed with me. My voice actually was valuable because I contributed it because I actually said this is what I think. That meant more to me than anything is gaining the courage, being heard. And guess what? That's the shift. Your job is not to control whether people see you, hear you, understand you. Your job is to contribute your value. You do your best to help them understand you. But sometimes they won't because they don't want to. Sometimes they don't because they don't get you. And sometimes they do not see the value in what you contribute. But that's not up to you to decide. Before you even open your mouth, for you to decide that it's not worthy of me to share. Let me say that again. That's not worthy. That's not your job, is to decide what your opinion, whether it's worthy or not. Your words are worthy. You have to let them decide and not worry about the result. They will listen sometimes, they won't other times. But your genius, your words, your value is there and it needs to be shared. I say this often, your words matter. So, talking today about how do we gain the courage to speak up? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about three strategies. I'm going to keep it very simple on how do you gain courage to use your voice in good times, bad times, any times at work, at home, in relationships, whatever it is. So the first strategy is for you to stop waiting for it to feel confident, for you to feel like, okay, this is a good time for me. It's never about that. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. You don't know. It doesn't matter. Every time you must step into the courage and share your voice. Confidence isn't something that you just wake up feeling. It happens the more you do it. Experience give you confidence. I spent years, right, giving little tips, little tidbits in the courtroom before somebody actually heard me. Sometimes they did, right, and implemented it, but it was never until that moment, that trial, that it was really, and then it was recognized by everyone in the team that I connected the dots. It's not about me. It's about that client that now won the case because I shared a valuable tip. That person was more important than my confidence and comfort zone. Same with you. Confidence isn't just it's not evidence of whether you're good or bad. It's confidence isn't what it's not about. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here, to be honest with you, because I'm just so passionate. You are not going to always be confident when it comes to the words that you choose and how you share your story and how you bring value to any given situation. It's not about feeling confident. It's about feeling courageous, and the confidence comes later. The more you share, the easier it gets. Your evidence comes from repetition, and your courage comes before certainty. So just don't think that you've got to wait till you feel right. It's never going to feel right. I got to tell you, as somebody who takes stages on a regular basis, people are like, how long did it take before you felt confident? I don't. I still don't. But I've trained myself to feel uncomfortable and anxious and excited all at the same time. I take a deep breath and I stand in the courage to take that next step. So here's a practical tip on this. If you're somebody that does not share regularly at work or even at home or wherever the situation is, whether you're out socially, try saying, okay, my goal is to speak up once per meeting. I'm just going to step into that once a day, once a week, whatever it is, just once and breathe in that courage. The more you do it, the easier it'll get. And the more you're going to realize you've got, you've got it. You've got this. So the second strategy for you guys to hear is the focus on the contribution, not the perfection. Again, it's about what's being said. It's not about you. The pressure disappears when you stop trying to sound impressive and start trying to add value because you already add value. You've done a lot. You know a lot. You think a lot. You've got a lot to add. So remember to ask clarifying questions. This is your way of growing. So start asking a little bit of questions, build on other people's idea, and think about contribution, not performance. You can use something like, I'd like to add to what Joe said earlier today and feed off of that. It's about your contribution because your words, your stories, your thoughts, your solutions, your tidbits, that's your value. That's gold. That's what people want to hear. My friends, that's what people want to hear. That's your contribution. It's not going to be said perfectly, just like in this podcast, right? This isn't a perfect delivery. Heck no. It'll never, and it never will be. But what matters is we get it out there because somebody needs to hear it. All right, the third strategy is separate your voice from their response, meaning separate your message from whether they take it or not. This is huge. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone is going to agree with you, but it is your idea and it is your contribution. It does not make it less valuable. It does not make your voice less valuable. So whether they take the advice or not, I mean, think about your family and relationships, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, all of that. You give advice. Do they take it? Sometimes, sometimes not. Same is said for work and in community situations and other things. Not everybody is going to say, that sounds like a good idea. And that's okay. Do not expect the response, what they do with the information, to deter you from sharing it in the first place. All right. Rejection does not equate with you not being relevant. Opinions are not truths. And your responsibility is not about what they do. They are the boss of your body. You are the boss of your body. Your words matter. So step into that. The more you do it, the easier it'll get. And every time you stay quiet, the room loses access to your perspective. You can shift everything and you can help one client win the day, not by staying quiet, but by using your voice. Your idea could be the one thing that changes everything. So let's talk about this again. Stop waiting to feel confident. It's not going to happen. Focus on the contribution, not on the perfection. It's not going to sound perfect when it comes out. It's not because there is no perfection. Guess what? There is no perfection. Focus on the contribution and the value. What's in it for the client, for the team? And then separate your voice from the response. Focus on the fact that you are giving and not what they do with it. Okay? And last, my wish for you is this: speak before you're fully ready. Raise your hand, share an idea, ask the question. Because your voice matters. Your words matter. And the world, oh, it's a better place when you share your genius. It does not benefit from your silence. Let me say that again. The world does not benefit from your silence. So confidence is not built by staying quiet, my friend. It's built by surviving the moment you finally speak. So with that, I want to say thank you for tuning in to Breaking Bad Communication. If today was something that you needed to hear, gave you a little tool or system, then you know what? That's what this is all about. I'm here for you. Remember to be a powerful communicator. It's not about saying more. It's about saying what really matters with clarity, confidence, and purpose. So until next time, remember that your voice matters. So keep showing up, keep speaking up, and let's keep breaking bad together.